What's going on, legends? Come and join me. We've got a day in the life of a little bit different than what we normally do. They're normally quick. We're going to do a proper series, so let's go, have some fun. So this is the space, this is the house. The club has looked after us incredibly. We don't have seaside beach views, but we do have the tennis courts, the soccer fields covered in snow. A little bit different to what I'm used to, but yeah, this is home. All right, we had a game last night. We played Hamburg, the Older Towers. Although their record doesn't really probably emulate the quality of players that they have and the kind of team they are, it was a big game for us. 0-2 on the road last week. Long road trip home. First day off today, which is great. This is kind of what we do. So come and join the day and see what we're all about. Normally, like MTV Cribs do, like check out my fridge. This is my fridge. If you want to have a look, it's really sad at the moment because I've been away. So we're going with the yogurt bowls because I was going to do eggs, but I don't have any eggs left. I ate them all. So beggars can't be choosers at a time like this. But we are going to make a feast. As you can tell, I have way too much stuff, but we go with basically the drink concoction. This is how I start my days before I eat any food. This may seem really silly, but for me it actually goes a long way. Apple cider vinegar, we have a splash of that. We have bicarbonate soda, refined Celtic sea salt. It looks like it's about to make you explode from the inside. This is just good for my gut health. If you like any of that kind of stuff and that's something that you take interest in, maybe you'll appreciate it. We have electrolytes and then a cup of tea. The tea has turmeric, ginger, cayenne pepper, lemon, and we have a little bit of bone broth as well. So that's to get us going. It doesn't really taste that good, but if it's good for me, then I'm just gonna drink it. And like that, you're healthy. So now if you have any other bad vices in this world, I always say balance. So if you wanna smoke 60 cigarettes a day, have one of these. If you wanna eat McDonald's 24/7, this will fix your gut. Beggars can't be choosers if you're trying to be fat and lazy. You just gotta learn how to cheat the system. And you can tell I'm not lying because that's my coffee cup, it's stained. I can't do too much cayenne pepper because I can't do spice very well. Otherwise, I'm gonna be breathing flames like a bloody dragon. So you've seen a little bit of, the first thing that starts is my drink. It gets everything going. The reason why I'm kinda specific about what it is that I wanna do, that goes in my body, that I eat, that I drink, one, my physical health, obviously, like we play a lot of games, we do a lot of travel. My mental health is another thing. I want to know that I'm just ticking off the boxes. I don't want to kind of leave any stone unturned. And it's really easy to just get up, to go and get a bacon and egg muffin from somewhere, a cup of coffee, and not really think about it too much. But I do so much extra shit outside of basketball. Like I have businesses back home. I have my daughter in another country. I have my family in another country as well. I'm on different time zones trying to communicate. I'm trying to build an app at the moment. We have a business where gifting away, which is really cool. I train my jiu-jitsu, I do my boxing. I'm constantly out and about trying and doing and learning new things. So for me, just fueling myself is the most important thing. As I said, it's really easy not to do, but it's really easy to do. It just takes a little bit of time and effort. This takes 5 minutes to make a drink, my second drink, and my food. And if you complain and you say, I don't have enough time because I've got all these things, you're lazy. I'm gonna tell you right now, I think that you're lazy. I'm making our fine friend behind the camera breakfast as well. How easy this is. There's always this weird layer of liquid on top. That goes there, don't ask me what that is. That's out of my pay grade.
That's wasted protein, man.
I think it could be. We're having big bowls. The grains and nut mix. This has got plenty of protein, plenty of fiber, bunch of bloobs. Now, I don't know what these things are called, but they're gas. Sometimes you lose a soldier to the floor, and he stays there.
So you're enjoying the food selection in Cluj?
I am so far, yeah. I'm a big lover of going out for brekkie. For me, that would have been good. I'm a big lover of just going out and getting a nice breakfast. I spend a lot of my paycheck at Etc. and at Coffee Cup. So shout out the gang. We're going there afterwards to get a coffee. And the final piece to the puzzle, we have chocolate. Dark raspberry or dark orange? I'm gonna let you choose today.
Raspberry, please.
If you want to come and have a look at this, don't judge me for my honey situation, but my now this is proper honey, so it's very slow. This is the part that takes 5 minutes. Oh. That's how you do it. You know what's good honey? When it crystallizes like that. And then it goes back on the sticking pad. If that doesn't look good for you, you need to get out of the channel, you need to get off the internet, and you go and make one. And then you can argue with me that it's not good. That's all gas. Coming to Cluj is a process that starts with your agent. Mogul Sports Group have been looking after me for quite a few years now, and Marquise and Jai have always done a good job of putting me in positions after we communicate about what my goals are, what I want out of a situation. I'm fortunate that I have choices. I have multiple options most years, so it's not like you're coming into a situation saying I have column A or column B and that's it. One's not very good and one's worse. I've been very fortunate over the last couple of years to be playing at a high level, and I was hoping by now that my age would kind of be one of those things where I'm like, okay, I'm just turning 33, and you know, everyone says that's kind of where you start to, you know, decline. I've done a little the opposite. The last few years I've played really well. I've got better. I think getting smarter and wiser with my old age. I like to think of myself as a nice bottle of fine old red wine, just getting better and better. But the goals for me are to play EuroLeague. I had a chance a couple of years ago to play in Germany in the BBL. I played with Göttingen. I finished the season to help them avoid relegation, to then go and sign with Wolfsburg. I didn't actually end up going there because I went to the Brooklyn Nets. That was the start of my NBA journey. And honestly, I never thought I would be probably back in Europe. I was hoping to stay in America. It didn't happen that way. And then a team in Australia, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, started a new organization. They wanted to bring me in as a marquee player. I got to be around my family. I was kind of making some good money for the first time. And I thought, you know what, this is an opportunity that I just can't pass up. And once I finished my 3 years in Southeast Melbourne, I was kind of had the assumption of, you know what, maybe I want to go to Europe at some point. But then they re-offered me another contract extension. That then turned into me staying for another 2 years. And then I finally made the decision, you know what, there's still one stone left unturned, and that was to play in EuroLeague. Now, I knew I had to kind of enter at a certain part, you know, whether it was Euro Cup, whether it was Arbor League, whether it was ACB or wherever it might be. And I ended up signing in China, of all places. So I went to China, I played there for 5 months. Didn't play a lot of minutes. I was only playing 6 or 7 minutes a game, and they were 48-minute games. So I didn't get a lot of opportunity there, but that was, for me, a learning curve again. And something I'll touch on later is, you know, what it's like not to always be the best player or playing a lot of minutes or getting the opportunities, the frustrations, the good and the bad that comes with it. But I finished there, I re-signed in China, and that deal actually fell through. We had some issues with a player agent that unfortunately derailed that opportunity. Now, I was left 6 weeks after Europe had already started. There were no teams really readily available, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try and play in Europe. I signed in Turkey. The only real offer that I had, because the seasons had just started, was in a Division 2 team. It was a very good opportunity. I had, a good chance to make some good money still. And for me, I was like, you know what, let's just try our foot, see how we go. And I knew I was going to be playing and have the chance to showcase kind of who I am as a person and as a player. The hardest part was obviously being away from home for such long periods of time. I'd spent nearly 12 months away from home. I then signed for another 7 or 8 months away in Europe, which then straight after that, I went straight to Canada, played there. And then I decided, you know what, like I want to play in Europe again, but I want to try and play at the highest level possible. I'm only looking at what step benefits my career in 1 or 2 years' time. EuroLeague, Euro Cup were the two things that I needed. UBT were obviously a team that had come from, you would say, the lowest portion of their professional career to now elevating themselves as multiple time champions, Romania Cup champions, Euro Cup contenders, now into EuroLeague. Silva obviously being a national team head coach, being a foreman as well. I felt that there was some good similarities and ability to assimilate to a new system. That for me was the starting point. We had some really good conversations. I think he was away at national team. He was away on holidays. And we had some good conversations. He was a straight shooter. He was, firm but fair. I knew who he was going to be for the most part. Now, shout out to Silva. We have a good relationship. He is a dickhead sometimes, I'm allowed to say that. But, he knows that I'm the same way. We push each other in the ways that we need to. We have a lot of respect for each other. I think he's a great coach. I think he's great for Romanian basketball. I think he's great for basketball. I think he's still learning. He's still a young coach. But there's areas that I know I've learned more about myself from spending time with him. And I think he's starting to learn some parts about himself that he's learning from me as well. So, this is my 15th season as a player. I'm no spring chicken anymore, but I know I'm in a position where we play Partizan. We play the first time ever. You have the interclub rivalry of UBT versus Partizan. We have a game coming up against them. We play Dubai. We'll cross over and play Red Star Belgrade. The powerhouses of basketball, Mecca. We're now, we're in the same room, we're in the same conversation, and to be a part of that, to know that we're putting a good squad on the floor. He spoke about some of the players we were looking at, and I really liked what we were doing here as a club. And now being here in Cluj, it's cold. If you have noticed, the AC is on 30 at the moment. It's fresh, to say the least. I only get to wear my summer clothes inside, but the experience of Cluj so far has been really nice. It's been a really nice environment to acclimatise to. The people have been great. The food, there's coffee shops, which I love. There's a lot of heritage, there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of history. We've had the night markets, we've had the Christmas displays, we've had the moon in set aside there in the little side streets. We've now got 6 feet of snow, trying to dig my car out every day. I realized that you need a brush for your car. Never had to have one of those before, so it's been really cool. I've made some really good friendships. I've been able to box. I've been able to learn and continue my jiu-jitsu here, which is really great. It's 2 minutes away. I've found some really great restaurants where the people have now become almost like family. I see them nearly every day, and you start to ask about their family, their kids, and not to mention the team. We've got arguably one of the best culturally sound teams where we have a no dickhead policy, and that rings true. That causes issues in locker rooms, and sometimes it's just not what you need. We don't have that issue here. We have really great guys. We have people that are very talented. We have great support staff. We have, the ability to go out on the floor, and good, bad, in between, we can all walk back in and look at each other and be like, yeah, look, we played like shit tonight, and that's okay. Like, we'll figure it out because that's what we're gonna do. And the games that we played really well, we just look at each other and we're like, we're meant to do that. That's what we're here to do. And I think so far, the season has been a success to date, but you don't win any medals in the first half of the season, and we understand that. So we've got work to do. You know, we have a big game coming up. We have got some Euro Cup games to finish off before we can really qualify for the playoffs, and that's obviously where the business end of the deal starts. You know, your contract only really kicks in when it gets to the business end of the season. So Cluj has been fantastic. The opportunity to play here helps me springboard into hopefully a EuroLeague opportunity. I would love to stay loyal to a club. I've always been someone who's been loyal. I played 8 years in Adelaide in the NBL to when I went to the NBA, and then I came back with a new franchise and I spent 5 years there, and then I went overseas and I've played, unless I've been traded somewhere else, I've always been loyal. So, you know, I know there's been some people have said, hey, you know, stay for a few years. I would love to. For me, I need to be able to try and tick some of these things on my life list. And one of those is to play EuroLeague, but you never know. Maybe UBT is going to get a EuroLeague bid and they can be a part of the EuroLeague as well. So if that happened, sooner rather than later, Branko, maybe the GM's going to have to watch this and shuffle that along. But yeah, I'm excited to be here right now. I want to continue to learn about the people, the culture, the city of Cluj, the surrounding cities as well. I haven't been to Transylvania yet to meet Dracula, so that's on the to-do list as well. So hopefully sooner rather than later I get to do that. The fans here at UBT, I think it's a different culture from some of the, you know, your partisans. You know, there's 20, 30,000 people that rain, hail, or shine are going to be there. And I think Cluj is starting to understand that the cultural side of it, the support that they give means so much to the players, and it actually helps the players. You know, it helps us win games. And I think when they're starting to understand now as a fan base, like when we give them a product worthy of cheering, celebrating, and supporting, it then allows them to be their natural selves. They can be the crazy, wild fans that are, you know, they've got the drums, they've got the flags. You know, we don't want to have that just for the game versus partisan. I think that we're starting to really knock on the door. We have some really great moments where, you know, we have 8,000-9,000 fans that are all standing up. They're singing the black and white, you know, in the pre-game. There's moments, you know, I had my 40-point game, you know, they're chanting my name in the stands. It's the moments like that, you're trying to focus on the game and you've got people touching you being like, look at that, that's pretty sick. And, you know, I think from a cultural standpoint, Cluj is starting to really become the next level of fan base. I think so far we've been very lucky to be able to have such amazing turnouts at games, and they give us such an energy boost when we're struggling, when we're tired. And I've spoken about this in private, off camera, but the difficulties of becoming and then living as a pro athlete sometimes has this big glorified, you know, oh, well, you must get paid so well and you must have this, and oh, you have a silver spoon in your mouth. It's not always like that. People don't understand what goes on behind closed doors, after games, after losses, after, you know, a week of travel and 5 or 6 flights, 10, 12 hours of bus trips to then play and train in frozen cities, and then back home, maybe you don't play well. Maybe, you know, your relationship hasn't worked out. Maybe, you know, you didn't get to go and speak to your daughter or your family, or you've missed out on certain things and mentally you're not feeling super positive or you're not super happy. And I can be the first person to say that I definitely have my moments of struggle. There's moments where, you know, you don't want to go and play basketball today. You want to sit on the couch, eat snacks, cry and watch a movie, and that's okay. You have to be able to regulate yourself. But the one thing that makes it all so much easier is going to games, seeing the fans there early. The kids are giving you high fives. They've got your jersey on. you're doing an interaction and you're having some jokes or whatever it might be. That's what makes basketball fun. That's what I remember from. I don't remember the games. I don't remember the wins and losses. You remember winning championships, and you remember the memories that you gave others in the pursuit of your dream. And my dream is to be a champion consistently. Now, every player's dream should be to be a champion. But without the fans, without the members, without the support, you don't have anything. We don't have a wage. We don't have a job. We don't have anything. We literally are nothing without the fans. So Cluj has been incredible in supporting us. They give us the ability to go and express who we are to them. There's nothing better for me than walking around after the game and seeing every single person that's waited. I don't skip anybody. I don't walk past someone because it's going to take a little bit longer. I have nothing to do after a game except give back to those that have given us so much that night in support. So to the many fans that hopefully get to watch this, I thank you, we thank you, as on behalf of the playing group and the organisation. Without you, we're just a bunch of 5 men running around in singlets in the cold, getting sweaty, chasing a basketball. So you make it special for us, and we really appreciate it.
Let's talk about, is it parachuting or skydiving? Was the
Skydiving?
Let's talk about, how did you get into that?
I was 14 years old. I got a tandem skydiving birthday certificate from my mum and my dad and my sister. You had to be 14 with consent of an adult. It was always something that I was like, that would be the coolest thing in the world. I saw Travis Pastrana, and I'm going to send you the B-reel for this to put it in a second. Travis Pastrana jumped out of an aeroplane drinking a Red Bull can with no parachute. And he says, I hope this thing works. And he drinks the Red Bull and he jumps out. And then 2 other skydivers jump out with him. They chuck a harness on him and then he pulls his parachute. And I was like, that's sick. I want to do that. That's awesome. And I wanted to always skydive. And then I got to 14. My birthday present was that. We went a couple of weeks later. We had some time. We went up to Melbourne. My mum was willing to jump as well that day. So she was going to do a tandem and the weather turned really bad. Long story short, mum couldn't jump. I could. So mum missed out. I got to skydive. Loved it. I skydived again tandemly when I was 18. Then again, I bought myself one. Then when I was about 25 or 26, I actually did another tandem in America. And that third tandem skydive I did, I was a bit like, oh, that was okay. But it wasn't really the excitement that I had. And the guy goes, oh, like, how'd you go? Like, and then I went with a friend of mine and it was her first jump. And she was like, this is amazing, it's the best thing in the world. She was going crazy. And I was like, yeah, it was okay. Like, it was so-so. And the guy's like, man, if you feel like this, maybe you should do solo skydiving. And I looked at him and I thought, that's a really good idea. I should probably do solo skydiving. And he goes, look, you obviously have a really good recall. You were very aware. It was very stable. You were able to fly. And I had told him I'd done a couple, so he let me do a few things extra. And then a couple of weeks later, I went and did my solo skydiving course. I was with the Minnesota Timberwolves at the time in the NBA, and 40 minutes away, direct east, was Baldwin, Wisconsin. And there was a skydiving zone there. And I had done a little bit of indoor skydiving in the tunnels, which was really great. Had an awesome time doing that, learned how to fly on my belly, learned how to fly on my back. And then I went and did my skydiving course. Now, it's around 9 jumps that you have to pass. Typically, it can take a couple weeks. I finished my course in 5 days. I went out every day, all day, and that's the only thing I wanted to do. Then to get your skydiving license, you need 30 jumps, and you need to tick off maybe 40 different things from a spreadsheet signed off by a coach that allows you to then get your license to skydive, and that's called your A license. Now, your A license allows you to jump basically at any drop zone, which is area that does skydiving in the world, weather permitting, cloud coverage, winds especially. That's kind of what it means. Once you've got your A license, it's around 100 jumps to 150 depending on which country you're in. And then you have to do a bunch more items to check off to get your B license. Your B license then allows you to pretty much jump in any conditions, unless it's really, really crazy high winds, almost in any country in the world. Then 200 jumps plus is a C license. A C license will get you whatever you want. There's only 1 or 2 places in the world that you need a D license, which is somewhere like Dubai over the Palms, which I recently found out when I went to Dubai. I wanted to go and skydive there, but I didn't have a D license, and maybe 1 or 2 other places. But you can skydive whenever, however, wherever in the world. So I fell in love with it instantly. I've jumped pretty much in every country I've ever lived in. I've done multiple jumps here in Romania. I've been lucky enough to jump over the Grand Canyon. I've jumped in Vegas, in California, in Europe, Australia, New Zealand. Basically anywhere that they do it, I've jumped. It's one of the most, this is going to sound really silly, one of the most calming, relaxing, spiritual things that you can do. We are told that gravity is the be all and end all. You jump up, you come down. But once you start to skydive, you realize once the adrenaline passes that it's the opposite of sensory overload. You are so focused on what it is that you have to do in that moment to fly. And we fly because you are carving through the air, maneuvers, you're in different standing, sitting, belly, back. You're flying with multiple people, and it's such an amazing feeling that I find it super relaxing. I get in the plane, I have my helmet on, my AirPods in, and I honestly, it's a 20-minute flight up, and sometimes I've fallen asleep because you're just eyes closed, you're relaxed, you're with your friends, you already know what's gonna happen, you've talked about the jump on the ground, you get up there, you're doing whatever, you go out, you do your jump, you land on the ground, you pack your parachute, and 9 times out of 10, it's a beautiful day. You normally jump when it's sunny, when it's 20, 25, 30, 35. Sun's shining, you're out just tanning, having a great time for the next hour, and then you go and do it all again. To me, that sounds like a pretty good time. So I've been very fortunate to have no serious malfunctions. I've had one instance where, once again, I'm going to share something that you can have a look at, but we have a chest strap and you have leg straps. Your leg straps obviously go on, you do them up, you tighten them, you lock them in. Your chest strap goes through, you loop it back and it tightens, and then you tie it up. That obviously keeps your shoulders in, because if your shoulders come out or your arms come out and you go upside down, the parachute flies off you. I didn't do my chest strap up properly, and I was flying with my head to the earth, my feet above me, so the wind is pushing the skydiving harness off of my shoulders, and my chest strap came undone. Now, I posted about this because it was a lesson in, you're meant to do a buddy check, so someone's meant to check all your equipment every time, and you're meant to check your own 4 or 5, 6, 7 times, just instinctually. I didn't get a lot of sleep the night before, we had a few drinks, I was probably a little bit reckless and careless and just thought that I was doing everything right, but I overlooked some steps. And it was a lesson learned the hard way. Now, I was okay, but I learned my lesson, because once I posted it, I didn't post it to brag about it. I posted it to say, hey, just be aware of what we're doing, because this is a serious activity, and yeah, you don't want to make any mistakes, because otherwise you're going to be human pancakes on the ground. And I know mum and dad wouldn't want to have to get a call knowing that something bad has happened because I overlooked such a simple thing. So you treat it with respect in saying that, I've done about 350 jumps now, and I've never had a single incident where my life has been in danger, and I've seen people have tens of thousands of jumps without any issues at all. So for anyone that asks, it is safe. If you don't believe me, then come for a skydive and I'll show you. I will happily take anyone. So I don't think I'll ever stop. I will get into base jumping next. I have my base jumping rig, so that'll be jumping off bridges, buildings, cliffs, mountains. So that's the next one. The cool crescendo to all of this is I bought my mum a skydive tandem. I called up in Melbourne and I said, hey, like I want to take my mum skydiving. She's never been. When I was 14, we went out there. She wasn't able to jump. Lo and behold, years later, I'm now a skydiver. So I would like to take her skydiving. I would like to jump out with her. So I call up, random part of the year. This is my only time off. I was home for a couple of weeks. I tell my mate, Matt Hancock, who one of my best friends is a skydiver as well. Shout out Matty. And we say, hey, like we're gonna go skydiving. We're gonna take mum. It's a surprise. We call the place, and he goes, oh, you've actually got a voucher here from a skydive that never got used. And I was like, no way. And I was like, it was a $50 voucher. It wasn't the cost of the whole jump, but because we missed out and years had gone by, they actually gave us a voucher, which was very kind of them. Now, we went to the skydiving place. We surprised my mum. I made a little video of this, which was really cool. My mum gets there, signs in with her name. It was exactly, I was 14 years old when I went. It was exactly to the day, 14 years later, that we went out and took my mum skydiving. So I don't know if there was some kind of crazy world alignment, but 14 years to the day on the dot, it was when I went skydiving for the first time. I took my mum. It was a very special moment. Hopefully I can find the video to show you. My mum jumped out with her eyes closed and kept her eyes closed for the first 20 seconds. And then when she opens her eyes, the first thing she says is, oh, far out. So she's been 3 or 4 times now. She loves it as well. I haven't convinced her to get her solo skydiving license, but she's done a bunch of tunnel time in the indoor skydiving, so has my dad. My dad was a natural. I don't think I can convince him to do a skydive in real life, but maybe one day, so we'll see. The famous lights from the hallway. All right, we're off to get a coffee, because life is shit without coffee. And then we have the SpongeBob Speedos for recovery. I apologize in advance for anyone that has to see me in a pair of Speedos, but I would normally go on the nude. But this is a PG rated film. Oh, he's got hit by the door.
I'm fine.
Yeah, so just for the UBT only fans, that's the paid subscription. So we're going to do a little bit of recovery today, go past UBT and probably turn the sauna on afterwards. So then the sauna's ready, but we're gonna go and do a magnesium float bath at Serenity Float. If you've never done it, it's like half a ton of magnesium and salts, and you float in like a pod. You've got to clap. And awesome for recovery. 1 hour in there is like 6 hours of restorative deep sleep. So yeah, here's the Ferrari. Thanks, Skoda.
From NTD Crib straight to Pimp My Ride.
This is the Pimp My Ride. Like my stickers, custom UBT stickers, Ferrari V12 powered Skoda. Let's go. This is a selection of frozen items. We have the very warm gloves, the slightly warm gloves, and we have a second beanie because, as you know, it is really cold and I'm not used to it. So the only way to get it going is you put the seat warmers on, thanks to Skoda, and you play some really bad heavy metal. I'm a heavy metal guy, punk rock, everything. My favorite band is the OG of punk rock, Linkin Park. I got to see them when Chester, the lead singer, was still alive in Melbourne, and I think I was like 13 years old. My mum and my sister and I all went, and it was the most unbelievable time of my life. I had such a great evening there. It was phenomenal. I've failed to commit to on 2 occasions is I bought tickets to go and see them in Mexico, and I was in season, wasn't able to go, but I bought them in hopes to try and go and see them. I've watched all their live concerts on YouTube. And then Sarah had actually gotten me tickets to go and see them in Vancouver last year. And then I was hopeful that I was going to make it in time, but UBT, Silver, made me come here earlier, so I didn't get to go and see Linkin Park again. So I am 0-2 of seeing Linkin Park live. It's coming. Europe, June, I think it's late June or early July. They're gonna be in like France. So one of my best mates and I, we're gonna go, and I haven't told him yet. So if you're watching this, spoiler alert. There you go, look at that. Quick to find. If you want the best song of all time, this was playing the other day, and it's just a banger. Everyone knows the words, and if you don't know the words, we're not friends. You're off the Christmas list. No more Christmas presents for you. Charcoal only. Just a banger. You can't have a shit day when you listen to Linkin Park. Like, and if you do, come hang out. I'll make sure we have a good day. We're gonna go to Coffee Cup. We're gonna get a cup of joe. We were gonna go to etc., but we're running a little thin on time because I was gas bagging before and I slept in a little too much. Sleep's important, recovery's important, coffee more important.
You can tell them it's my fault.
It's not your fault. My fat ass was in bed and I was not moving.
Yeah, but you can still tell them that.
It was his fault. No one watch where I'm gonna park. I don't think this is a parking space.
A few moments later.
Look at this dickhead's park. Who parked here? What an absolute gremlin. There's a very high chance that Ben Altit is gonna come in here because every day, wherever I go, whether it's etc., whether it's here, whether it's any cafe, any lunch place, Ben's always there. He follows me like a bad smell. He's the fly and I'm the shit. Or he's the shit and I'm the fly. I don't know which one's better. Can I get a chai latte with 2 shots in a large? Do you trust my coffee order? 2 of those. Ooh. I didn't break that up. I think some of the ones that I think probably most people may not know about is I have a huge obsession with cars and motorcycles. I dropped out of school when I was in grade 9 to do mechanical engineering. That was my first passion, was cars. It always was. I drew them from when I was a kid. I always had a love for old American muscle, American trucks, Chevrolet C10s, you know, Monte Carlos, Chevy Nova, like, it didn't matter what it was. I just always had a massive love for it, for Mustangs. Motorcycles I've always loved as well, dirt bikes, road bikes. I love MotoGP, Formula One. Those are things that I've always had a massive love for, but I've never had the access. Our family didn't come from, you know, we weren't wealthy or anything like that, so it's not like we had a cool car collection that I got to, you know, see growing up. But one of the things that my family was able to actually always, my little gifts when I was, you know, doing well at school or whatever else was die-cast cars. So I had the little model cars and they had old custom cars, and that's where my love really, really grew. So, you know, I think about it now, it's probably the first time I've really thought about it in that way. You know, for mum and dad, thank you, because it gave me the passion to actually kind of seek out that opportunity. I built a 1969 Firebird. I'm currently building an old Chevrolet C10 at the moment as well. Even new style cars, I've had, you know, some of my dream cars, Jeep Trackhawk, made 1,000 horsepower at the wheels, which was crazy. Audi RS7s, everything you could think of, I've wanted to own. I've had a little custom smart car built as well. I've got little race motorcycles, 190cc pit bike that we race on go-kart tracks. I've got a 2016 Yamaha R1 race bike, MT10 SP, you know, daily bike as well. I've had Harley Davidsons, I've had everything you could think of, because it's just been one of those things that being on a motorcycle with the wind in your hair, visor open, whatever, like just in the hills with your friends, there's nothing beats that. And sitting in an old American muscle V8, and it's just whoop, ruff, 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 ruff. It's just, there's nothing in this world like brings me more joy, and you can probably tell by how I'm smiling like a little kid now thinking about it. As I said, I'm building an old Chevrolet C10 and Pro Image Auto, Don Byrne Customs are doing a lot of the work now. You know, it's airbags sat on the ground, huge tires, huge engine, huge motor, custom interior, paint, like everything you could think of. This thing is absolutely mint, and I can't wait to drive it. So a couple of months, probably five or 6 months until I'm home, and there is going to be a cloud of smoke in the rear view, and we are going to be having a great time, and we will be doing it in a private closed location where we're allowed to do it, because we are not idiots and we are not reckless drivers. We are sensible human beings. But I race motorcycles as well. We have Phillip Island, which is a MotoGP circuit, only 90 minutes from where I was living for 5 years. So yeah, getting to race motorcycles, doing 300 kilometers an hour, lap after lap, chasing seconds, half seconds, tenths, 2 tenths, Lukey, Vince, Tarks, you know, Johnny Mack, everybody that goes down there, Tice, everyone, it's just, that's been a part of my racing journey as well, have just allowed me to be myself, and they've been so helpful. So to them and to everyone that's put me on a track, thank you. It's the most satisfying feeling in the world, and one I wish everyone could feel, because there's nothing more free and more unique than racing around with your friends, you know, on a track or in a car, and building something and then going and cruising with your mates as well. So something I miss very much here. Lucky I got the old Skoda Ferrari, but yeah, doesn't quite give me the same feeling and tingles inside like the other ones do, but yeah. Hello, Salam. Can I get pineapple? Yeah, slice. What's the mess? You like that? That's some Romanian for you. Because I'm a local Romanian now. I speak the language. This is where you get your fresh bread from, because you make Vegemite on toast. If you haven't had Vegemite, once again, you're going to learn today. There's a lot of things if you don't do, you should do, because I said so. Because it's good as hell. I plead the fifth because I couldn't see the sign. So technically I didn't do anything wrong. I just saw the back of the sign. I don't know if it said no parking up there. Now, if we really want to be super Dagestani, send him 2-3 years Dagestan.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
You could go get in the river. That'd be cold. It'd be good for cold shock therapy, but you may die from hypothermia. I don't know how cold it would be in there right now. I don't think Speedos would be sufficient in keeping me warm. Someone's been an idiot, throw them in the river. Don't like someone from the other team? In the river. Had a bad day at work, don't like your boss? In the river. Silver's being an ass? We'll be in the river. Because we deserve it. Play 2 bad games like we do on the road, we should all get in the river. That might fix our...
But you also have to get in the river if we win the championship, you know that, right?
I do know that. That I'm all for. That is the one thing that and I don't want to just win like Romania Cup or whatever. Like I'm here to win like Euro Cup. I want to win EuroLeague. Now I know that people have said, look, when it gets to EuroLeague, it's going to be really hard to win. You know, these big powerhouse clubs are going to have a bit of a advantage in a way. And I think we have the talent and the pieces to be able to push some of these teams. And yeah, I think Euro Cup, we've got all the pieces we need. We just need to play the right style of basketball. And, you know, I think Silver gets the best out of us. And when we continue to push and we play the style of basketball that he wants us to play, man, we're so hard to beat. I don't see any team beating us. So I'll be in that river. Speedos and all. I'll get some UBT Speedos. Everyone's going to have to wear them, even Fats. And Fats will never wear it, but I think I could make a little side bet and say, we win Euro Cup, you got to wear Speedos. Miletic just messaged. Oh. There's normally a dog in the summer, well, not the summer, when it's not snowing, there's a dog that like runs out here and You know the ones that like rah, 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 rah. They do that. Every time I shit myself. I love dogs more than humans, but he scares me. So this is where we do our cold plunge over here. And the hot tub. If only it was hot. You hear that, right? That's the... What's up, my boy? Bark if you love me. Oh, he didn't bark. Oh, belated. Welcome to Serenity Float. Here's me when I was doing one of my other shoots. When I was getting my skincare done, that's me. Hello, how are you? It's living. If you've ever wanted to know what Speedos do, this is it. This is the Speedos. This is my favorite tattoo, in case you were wondering. This is a monkey shooting a banana. But yes, if you've ever wondered about my tattoos, I have too many. They hurt. Every tattoo hurts more than the second one. Every one after that hurts again. The back of the knees are the worst. This one is my favorite. It's of my sister in a dream that I had, and she's being taken out of space through a portal. Don't ask me too much of the backstory because it's really crazy and it just all synced up. And when I designed that tattoo, it took me weeks and weeks and different things to kind of put it all together. And the cool thing was my sister has these visualizations, premonitions, whatever you want to call them. She writes in her sleep, and she actually wrote about this dream. She came out of this meditation. She had all these different references that she saw when she came out of it, and those same references are the exact references. Like I had 7 or 8, she had 7 or 8, the exact references from what I used and sent to my tattoo artist like a month and a half before that. So crazy, and it just meant the most to me. And then that got infected when I got tattooed, but now it's my favorite tattoo. My leg didn't fall off, so it's a win. Can't complain. But this is it. This is our salt bath. We spend an hour in here, close the pod, switch off. Amazing for recovery for me. Yeah, this is how I come and relax when everything in the world is crazy. This is how you switch off. So I'll see you on the other side. Hola. As restless as a frog in a sock. So yeah, sometimes I'm able to just like switch off and I fall asleep for the hour and I don't even move and I just wake up. Today, as I said, as restless as a frog in a sock. Imagine getting a frog and putting it in a sock. How it could be just like going around. I was like up and down and my brain was doing 1,000 things. But every day I try and spend between 30 and 60 minutes of uninterrupted nothing. Breath work, whether it's just sitting, where it might be just reading, that little bit of just nothing is sometimes all my body and my brain needs when life sometimes feels a little bit too much or a little bit heavy. I spoke about it earlier, but sometimes we're all humans, we're no different, we're not special, our job is sometimes portrayed as something really cool and extravagant, but it doesn't mean we don't have life issues, relationship issues, self-confidence. Momentum doesn't always go in our favor, and sometimes it's really hard and difficult, and that's where you got to rely on different things, different techniques, hobbies, interests, friends, family, loved ones to lean on a little bit. And the last couple of months for me, it hasn't always been rainbows and sunshine, and it's been really difficult to have the energy to want to get up and be, fun and exciting and exuberant and energetic, but sometimes it's just a matter of having a conversation, whether it's a teammate or my family, as I said, or I work with a mindset performance coach, John from Play Free, and he's phenomenal to talk to and to work through. But for me, sitting in silence, breath work, whether it's journaling or sitting in a recovery pod, just being able to kind of like reflect and see what I actually need is sometimes all that I need to do today I was really restless, and I know that means that I've probably got a lot that I need to process through correctly and take my time with and not be too hard on myself and just say, you know what, it's okay. Like, the effort is all that matters. The intent is the only thing that really, you know, I have to be critical on. If I gave it a try, whether I did it good or bad, whether I lasted 30 seconds or whether I just thought about doing that thing, sometimes that's just enough to be like, you know what, I didn't achieve it today, but it's okay. The intent and the effort to try was there. And sometimes I fall short, but that's okay. I'm not perfect, I don't try to be, I just try and make sure I'm in a good place so then I can help the people around me in the environment that I'm in to be their best versions of themselves. That's why I play the way I play, that's why I care the way I care. I don't care about myself aside from the fact that I just need to be physically healthy, mentally in a good place so then I can allow people to be in the same frame and state of mind. And then basketball becomes a little bit easy for all of us. So it's not always flashy highlights, it's sometimes struggles and, you know, hard times, but you don't understand the good with the bad or the hard without the easy or the easy without the hard. So you gotta balance it. Just like if you want to eat Maccas and be a fat piece of shit, you've got to do the healthy stuff too. So it's all about balance and just enjoying the process as we go along. Right there, Caneto Med. There it is, the gang. Same place that I live. Very handy. Artie and the team. I got Doro today, she's going to give me a little massage. I am going to be screaming on the table because she's a psychopath. And I think she doesn't like me because she kills me every time I get treatment. So this is going to be funny. You know what they say, the faster you push the button, the faster it arrives.
Who is they?
Everybody. Miletić told me that. I mean, Miller claims that he's Serbian, but he's really, I did it again, I smoked you again. He's really an adopted Australian with a Serbian accent. He just doesn't know it yet. He watches my stuff, trust me. He always comments, sends me inappropriate messages all the time. He sent me one just before. We might message him, we'll message him and we'll try and call him and we'll see if he answers. And we'll invite him to lunch afterwards. He always asks me on dates, I just say no. Fun fact, in Australia, I own one of those smart cars. Sick, wicked and nasty. No? Kind of. Oh, hey. And Miletić has messaged us. We're gonna call Miletić and see if he answers. If he answers, he'll give us some excuse like he always does. If he doesn't answer me, he's off my MySpace top 3 friends list. Didn't answer. Oh. He just texted me and said, brother, ooh. Because the boys told you he wants to go on dates with me. But I keep rejecting him. He tells me he loves me, but he doesn't love me. You finally answered. Hey, what's up, brother? You're on camera. See, we were just checking if you love me or not.
So what? It's like day in the life of Mitch Creek?
No, it's the day in the life of his secret admirers. And we're calling all his secret admirers. Yeah. You want to go on a date with me after lunch?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about how to have a coach, so yeah.
I'm getting massage now for like 45 minutes and then we're going to go to Cucuian. You want to come?
Yeah, I want to come.
Alright, probably like 3:30. He loves me again. The worst part of playing sport all the time is that everything hurts all the time. So it's like at the very end of the massage it starts to feel better because all the knots and sore spots are gone. This hurts. This is not enjoyable. If I tell her she's a bully, she hurts me more. And Adi and Chobby, they hurt me even more again. But they also hurt me emotionally. Hey, Tunka! Bruh, you guys have more injuries than a wet piece of paper towel in the wind. God damn, I feel like I'm about to birth a child. Ow! This might be a good time to say that I have had my fair share of injuries. We've had, if you're wondering, I think I had ankle surgery, snapped my Achilles, had an Achilles surgery. I've had a hand surgery, an elbow surgery, a dislocated shoulder, a broken arm, probably 6 or 7 broken fingers. I've had a knee surgery. I've also snapped one of my bones in my foot. I also snapped my hamstring off the bone, stretching, of all things, before a game in the jump ball. I've also snapped my lateral band off my plantar fascia in my foot. So injuries happen, but in which way you look at injuries, it determines how you recover. You can put the right food, have the right mindset, learn the game, the ins and outs of systems, offense, defense, late game scenarios, learning possessions, being able to recall the last 5 possessions, offense, defense, time and score, shot clock, all those things. They all come into effect, and when you have time off from the physical side of the game, you can learn the mental side. So yeah, that's the injury recap of Mitch Creek. Don't recommend. She's little, but she's fucking strong. God damn it. You asked before what my worst injury was. I had my back injury for like 9 months, and it was just excruciating. I couldn't get in the car, I couldn't put my own shoes and socks on, I couldn't dress myself. I had severe nerve pain down my right glute, down my hamstring, into my shins, my foot. It was like literally someone had a hot fire poker and was just stabbing my nerve in my back, and it was the worst thing in the world. But I had about 9 months of that. Tried everything, nothing would fix it, and then lo and behold, I was somehow able to play, even though I was highly medicated. I then snapped my Achilles, and I was dealing with a full Achilles rupture, and then my back as well, and I wasn't allowed to get my back surgery until my Achilles. I was back walking naturally, like in a normal walking pattern, so I was dealing with my nerve pain from my back, the immobility that it caused me, like I was immobilized pretty much, and then my Achilles was just a nightmare trying to get done. So I had both at the same time, and I think that 12 months was just, for me, it was just horrific. We're gonna go and do a lift after this. We'll get some shots up, just nice and cruisy, and then, do some jiu-jitsu stuff tonight. Just because it's kind of a balance. Like, if I just do basketball 24/7, then I'll probably go crazy. I'm heading over to Cucuian now, so I'll be there in like 15 minutes. You look ugly. You look like a big thumb. Yeah, I know. Hey, what's the sound of a reversing truck sound like? And then you hang up on him, because it goes beep, beep, beep. Or ring-a-ding-ding, you've called the king. It just annoys people. But that's okay. This is the best pasta in Cluj. And the best meat. Fresh every day, lamb steaks. I don't even need the menu. I know what I get. The tagliatelle or something like that. Pasta with steak, double portion. Look at him, he just sent me a photo of him. His new haircut, he's pretty proud of himself. He has half his beard done, so he looks terrible. Can I get 2 portion and I'll get 2 serves of that? Do you trust my order? 3 of those. I come here every 2 days, I think. They have fresh meat, so they have like lamb cutlets, amazing steaks, like it's fresh, like incredible. Cheeses, cured meats, pasta, everything. Oils, salts, bread, flour, everything you could want, fresh. Miletic, 3 minutes, he says. I'm putting the timer on. We'll see if he's lying.
I don't see a big giraffe from Serbia walking in here right now, so shame on you, Miletic.
Quite a strong grip you have. When are you getting your haircut? I don't need a bigger lens to get your bloody head in there.
You want to go viral?
Viral? Gonna go and lift after this quickly.
You want to go to the weight room?
Yeah.
I want to go, so I want to do socks on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm going to go now.
I'm literally going after this.
I'm not sure. I'm serious because they clean my apartment.
No way! We're gonna together?
I'll go after you. You want to go to the sauna together?
Are you gonna wear clothes in the sauna? We're starting an OnlyFans for UBT.
No, that's not.
We started it. I like Miller because he is my friend.
I don't like it, to be honest. Business, you know.
Every time I see him at training, I get reminded of how bad my day can get. And then when I leave training, I'm reminded of how much better my day can be. That's why I like Miller. He reminds me of a bad time.
That's why I cannot imagine. You know what's perfect day for me? See, not to see this ugly face every day.
He just asked me to get in the sauna with him before. Brothers, ooh.
Predator, you know?
He's the alien, I'm the predator.
He's the predator, like. Hit me.
Hey, baby, one more
Chill,
time.
bro, chill. Can you be normal? Look, look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. He has 33 years, and look at the shirt he's wearing. Look what he's doing. He's 33 years old, you know? 33 years old. Only a few years younger than me.
Spicy. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get in the sauna together.
And you?
Who needs a life partner when you have Milicic? Spending all my money. Didn't even offer, didn't touch his wallet.
The only thing when
He didn't
somebody's
offer.
coming and somebody's like that.
He didn't even pretend like, oh, would you like me to pay? Oh, let me get my card out, and then Normally the days off are pretty bad with timing. I'd be like, oh, at 4 o'clock I'm gonna go here, and it's like 6:30. And then I'm like, oh shit, I got jiu-jitsu in 30 minutes. And I'm middle of a boxing session or something, or I'll be being a couch potato and I forget. We're gonna go to the gym first, then we're gonna get some shots up with a buddy at 5, and then we should be done just before 6. Go home, shower, change, have a little pre-snack, and then 7 o'clock jiu-jitsu. Try and pull some heads off and snap some arms. Seems like a lot, we've done a lot, but we haven't really. Unfortunately, I had to see Mille as well. It's always a disappointing factor of the day. But, no, I'm kidding, I love Mille. Our team's phenomenal, like our team of guys is just awesome. It's so much fun. The bad days are always better when you're around the team, you know. And when you're having a good day, it's always easy to find that kind of infectious energy just go through the team. So we've got some really funny characters, some guys that maybe look a little bit quieter are actually just hilarious. So yeah, hopefully we can do more of these behind the scenes, and you can kind of get to know the rest of the guys as well, hopefully at a deeper level, because yeah, they're awesome. And I said it earlier in today, we got no dickheads. It makes it a lot easier to be a part of a team that way. We always lift pretty much every day. You'll see a lot of the stuff that I do in the gym isn't always just the conventional squat, bench, deadlift. It's a lot of different. We have gymnastics, plyometrics, a lot of accessory training. We have a lot of mobility training.
Shit. One eternity later.
That was silly. It was unlocked. I swear we did this and it didn't open. Is that right? No. I'll play some really good shit. All right, this is Miller's favorite song. Ready? Camera on Miller. 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, go twerk it. Hey, hey. Ready? Ooh. You know why? 'Cause all the bitches Miller teaches playlist. Such bad look. Andre does some of my training I've been using throughout the season, but I also have a trainer that I've worked with the last couple of years, Tanner. So he does a lot of my programming as well, and we incorporate it into the season, the games, the loads, how I'm feeling. He gets my schedule, so we work very close together.
What he wants me to do.
Flying success. Thanks. Oh, you good? You piss me off. What do you think? Do you think Miller can run, jump off a jetty and do a running backflip?
No.
He has a lot of secrets. And you feel them? But why you keep making the noise?
Because it's fast twitch fibers, which you don't have. You just have slow twitch. Because you're fat and slow. I started playing when I was young, and my dad played basketball locally, and he had this picture of him shooting a fadeaway jump shot in a backyard. It was like black and white. He had his short shorts on, and my dad was a really, really good shooter. And if you know anything about my career, the start of my career, I couldn't fall out of a boat and hit water. That's how bad at shooting I was. So Dad and I used to play like 21, knockout, around the world, Mum as well. And that's where my love for basketball came from. I played a lot of sports growing up, but basketball was the one that I knew if I wanted to really try and be better at something, that was the one I probably enjoyed more. And I wasn't an amazing junior. I was athletic. I did little athletics, a lot of track and field, a lot of running, jumping, so I was a good athlete. I did gymnastics as well, and I played Australian rules football. So I had like the physicality, agility to move laterally and to get around the court well. So I had a lot of the fundamentals for basketball, and it wasn't until I got to like my late teens I really started to progress. I moved out of home when I was 16. I went to the Australian Institute of Sport, which is like a bit of a mini high school university for athletes with the potential to go and maybe represent Australia or make some national camps or teams. And it's when it really started for me. I went away to under 18 World Championships. I was actually coming to you, watch out. I actually went to Germany for the under 18 World Championships with Team Australia, and we actually won the tournament, and I was named MVP of the tournament. We had 3 guys in the All-Star 5 as well. And that was kind of where some doors opened up for me in Europe, in college. But I decided to stay in Australia. Went to the Adelaide 36ers, and I started my professional season there. It was 8 years I spent there, I mentioned today. And my love for the game kind of grew. Now, even saying that, my first 4 or 5 years of a pro, 18 to like 23, wasn't getting a lot of minutes, couldn't shoot worth a shit. People would stand in the paint and be like, let him shoot. Where now, I feel like I'm a very good shooter. Statistically, I've been one of the top 3-point percentage shooters over the last probably 4 or 5 years. Everywhere I've played, I've shot mid 40s, even 50% in some leagues. I don't look at my stats or anything crazy, but every now and then you'll see like a tag or something in a post saying like, you're shooting whatever. And that for me is cool to see sometimes, but I just trust the work that I put in. I did a lot of time breaking down my shot, a lot of repetitions, trying to make it as efficient as possible, as simple as possible, and being a lefty, you're hard to guard in the first place. So basketball is my first love, as well as many others along the way, but it's the one that I knew if I stuck to, I've got a tattoo on my body, my dad says as well, it says the world's your oyster. So, it really was, and I've been able to provide myself and my family with a pretty cool life so far and a lot of cool experiences. So yes, I'm really grateful, but it's by no luck. Some people say you're lucky, but luck is preparation for locking then heads with opportunity. And it's a tattoo I have on my body as well. I think it's fantastic, and one that I'll always use. We started a business back home called Wolfpack Hoops a couple years back, and it was designed to teach the next generation, kids, teenagers, parents, Like, it encompasses everything, but it teaches the real fundamental skills you need to be good at basketball. So for us, Wolfpack Hoops was about teaching the parents more than just the kids on how to coach, how to develop, how to talk to their children. Because there's so many people take their kids to a camp and they just say, all right, see you later, like, bye-bye. And for us, it was just about actually giving them the tools, the videos, the content, the booklets to be able to develop. And as my career went on, I realized, like, sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are, you're just not going to get picked. And what do you do in that transition period? I missed out on the World Cup team in 2019. I had a time in the NBA. I was with Brooklyn, I was with Minnesota, and then I just played for nearly 2 years non-stop without a couple of days off. And I needed a little bit of rest. And for me, I needed to get some time away from basketball. I came into camp mentally and physically really fatigued, and I thought a week off might help me and I'd be all right, but it cost me a spot on that World Cup team. I just finished a stint in the NBA. I thought I was doing pretty well and I was maybe a sure thing. 2 weeks later, I'm back from my trip, I'm back from camp, and out of nowhere I was working out and I get a call. And they were like, hey, we've got an injury in the team. We want you to come and be a part of it. They were already in China. I got on a plane, I think the next morning, and I was on my way to China to be a part of the national, like, Australian team for the World Cup. You just never know when your time is. You don't know if you're going to make every team or not. And for me, that was a huge setback. It was something that was really hard to deal with. I thought I was going to make the team. It was a dream of mine to play for the national team, which I had for years prior. So through that setback and actually not getting picked, I learned how to manage my mind, my body, my spirit, my people closest to me. And I turned one of my biggest setbacks in my career into probably one of the most groundbreaking realizations of, I got to do the work, but I've also got to do the work off the court. It was all leading me to be who I am today. So for anyone that doesn't make a team now, whether you're 10, 12, 14, 16, it's not the end of the world. Just because you're not a pro at 18, 19, 20, doesn't mean you can't be a pro at 24, 25, 26, 27. There's a lot of guys that have done a lot of different sports that have started late and made great careers of it. It's not always going to be smooth sailing, but as long as you're floating in a direction where you're pretty happy to go, no matter where you end up, you're going to be all right. And don't have bad people on your ship. We said it today, no dickhead policy. That's not just for teams, but that's for your life. You figure that out, you've figured a fair bit out. Don't have Miller on your team either. I started practicing Jiu-Jitsu probably about 8 months ago now. I was in Canada. I just finished pretty much 8 months in Turkey playing over there, and I was boxing pretty much every day, 3-4 days a week. I was sparring once a week. I had a lot of fun. I was learning so much, and it was something that I really wanted to kind of progress in. I've done it for a long time, but never at that level. Once I got back to Canada, I was spending pretty much 6 months there. I wanted to find a boxing gym. I wanted to continue that progression. But then all of a sudden, I couldn't really find a gym that was within 30, 40 minutes. The schedule didn't really line up well. And then around the corner from where I was staying was a jiu-jitsu business. And it was Gracie Barra, White Rock. And there was one in Cloverdale as well. And I went in probably 3 or 4 times thinking like, oh, I'll have a look and see what it's like. And I've always wanted to, but I was intimidated because it was something new and different. And honestly, I knew it was very technical and very hard. I went to go to a class twice, and I actually pulled up the first time, and I didn't go in. I actually sat in the car and I watched the class start, and then I left. And then I messaged them on Instagram and I said, hey, when are you free? Blah, blah, blah. And then I went another time, and they actually saw me outside, and I didn't go in again. And I pretended like I was just like passing by. So for me to start something new isn't always easy. It's not always easy for anyone, but for me, I found it really difficult at the time. And I ended up finally going in and I joined a class, and I remember I sat in my car after that first class, and I've never been more tired in my entire life. My hands, my arms, everything was just full of blood, on fire. I couldn't move. I felt like I was doing this the whole time. I felt helpless as a human being. I thought I was capable of maybe defending myself, but I was completely wrong. And then from there, my curiosity sparked, and it was like twice a week, 3 times a week I was trying to go. I spent probably 4 or 5 months there. Loved it. I earned my first stripe on my belt, which was really cool. So shout out to Professor and to Wes down there. But yeah, man, it was something that I fell in love with straight away, and I wish I had picked up sooner. Last thing for the day, so we have dinner, big fat dog, big thick steak, and some roast spuds after jiu-jitsu. We have got 21 minutes to get home, to get my stuff, my gi, my mouth guard, pack a bag, put a towel, a spare change of clothes, and drive there. We will be efficient in our efforts to get there. We will get there on time. If we're late, I don't go. If I can't be there early, I'm frustrated, and then I just go home because I don't want to be late and disrespect it. This is kind of the fun part of the day. I know the rest of the day has been a lot of recovery, a lot of just, getting some good food in, getting some treatment, doing our float, doing some mindfulness there. Now we had a good lift, we got some shots up. The fun part, the old dangerous yoga, just a bit of a nightcap. See if we can submit a few people and get out of some dangerous situations. I always park here, and I always get a letter on my car saying something like I shouldn't park there.
No, it's probably fan mail.
Optimistic. We got a hot step it, we got 4 minutes, 3 minutes. I just like to go to class and be a part of a community. There's a lot of really cool guys and women that go there that are all like-minded. It's like anyone going and doing yoga or Pilates. Mine's the same, it's just, dangerous yoga. Before I even actually started in Cluj, the first thing I typed in was Jiu-Jitsu. And I didn't know where I was living, but at the time it's right near where I live now. So I sent a few messages. Once again, it's pretty nerve-wracking going to a new class, a new gym, a new space, new people, and especially in a foreign country. Roland is the professor there, and he's an amazing guy. He's a lot of fun. He's a great teacher. He's great to compete against and to roll against. He's come to some games. We've built quite a friendship. So, most of the classes were in Romanian. Then there was some English translation here and there, but I had to kind of pick up and watch and cues, and the people there were very helpful, knowing that I only spoke English. And over this time, they've seen me show up consistently. Even if we play on last night and I have that day off today, they know that I'm coming maybe after a game because they've come the night before. And I think just that respect side of I go in, no ego. I just want to be a part of learning. I want to go and be a part of it. So yeah, Napoca Jiu-Jitsu, it's a wonderful, wonderful place. And yeah, I'm really thankful that I've met everyone there. I've made some great friends there. And it's always good when you can feel comfortable around new people, and that's important to me, and excited to kind of keep going there for the next 6 months and see what happens beyond that. I first started boxing and jiu-jitsu because I wanted to find ways that helped me build strength and conditioning, especially through my core, my back, my hips, my glutes, through my shoulders, and those are 2 sports definitely where you're utilizing those, plus the self-defense side of things, the emotional maturity you actually need, and the level of respect you have to show it. It all helps translate to basketball, in my opinion. High pressure situations, confined spaces, you're able to kind of grab or move or hold or do certain things. I know I'm able to stay in stance, I'm harder to move in offense and defense. Physically, I'm fitter and stronger as well. The physicality side of it, I relish. If you want to try and run into me or do something dirty to me, it's I know I can hold my own. I know I'm going to be safe in those areas. And the last thing would probably be injury prevention. People would say that, oh, you're doing more training, you're going to, more load, that's going to be more acute risk injury. But really it's not. It's strenuous and it's tiring in a different way. And you have to use every part of your body before you can actually start to feel like anything starts to get tired. A lot of the studies now show, you know, cold shock therapy straight after high intensity training isn't actually as beneficial as movement and heat. So you want that circulation, you want the mobility, you want the stretch, and you want the heat. So I'm trying to find as many ways to get the most out of myself and my body. For me, I find a big difference. You always come here and you always say, I'm just gonna have it easy tonight. I'm not gonna go hard. But then you roll back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And the last person you fucking spar is Hercules. Very talented, very fucking strong. It becomes very addictive. You learn to control your emotions, your physical, your mental state, because you know you've got a human that's trying to bend you and snap you in all these different ways. I might get ass kicked. That's what I'm here to do. So that's a jiu-jitsu class. You always come to these and you're always like, oh, I'm gonna have a quiet night, I'm just gonna roll, just chill. And it always turns into full out. Basically like fight for your life, but as you can tell, you work on so many situations and there's so many great people here that help you out. So I hope you liked it. If you want to come down and try, Roll On is absolutely incredible. Kids classes, young boys, girls, beginner classes, free open mats where you can come and try. Some teammates have come, some friends have come, so give it a shot, and I'll see you down here. Got to go home, make some dinner, and that's the night. It is 9:15. We got some steak from Cucuian. That's how you do it. What do you say in all my mini day in the life of? You got to smack your meat. Double-sided joke. I do make one of the best steaks. You can ask Mille or any of the boys. But that's it. That has been a day off in the life of. Obviously, we have our training days back on tomorrow. For me, I got to stay moving. I got to stay on top of the things that I need to in my life. What goes in my body, what my body's feeling like, what my mind's feeling like. Stagnation is one of my biggest fears. It's not that I have to stay still and that scares me. It's not progressing in something is what scares me the most. I don't want to get to an age where I'm incapable of doing or feeling or shutting off, and there's been plenty of hard times, even in the past couple of months for me, where some of my default moments are to shut off and to push others away, or you know, people that are important to me, to push them away. And in those moments, I've got to center myself and get back to a healthy place, a healthy body and a healthy mind, and that'll serve me and those around me and the ones that I love most the best. So that's it from me today. From me to you, I love you. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed one of my many bad sayings. I hope you got to understand and see some of the guys as well. Thanks for joining A Day in the Life of. Lots of love from me to you. Hi to, and we'll see you at the show next time. Ciao.